Today is Saturday, April 16th, 2016, and this is the Bunny Slippers of Evil Job Seekers Call-In Show, presented by Evil Bunny Consulting. I'm your host, Tyrone Griffin, and if it's 3 p.m. and you have on your bunny slippers, you are not looking for a job. Welcome first-time and returning listeners. In this show, we discuss strategies and tactics of job search, staying motivated and dealing with career transition. For more tips, resources, daily motivations, and to listen to archive shows, go to the website, bunnyslippersofevil.com. There you also find links to our Facebook page, our Twitter handle, and our YouTube channel. If you are listening live, you can call in with your questions at 347-202-0929. Again, that number is 347-202-0929. Now a word from our sponsors. Evil Bunny Consulting is the job search alternative to expensive house placement. They give company-sponsored job search workshops as well as a one-on-one job search boot camp. For more information, go to www.bunnyslippersofevil.com. Resume Edit is the high-quality resume writing company of certified resume writers, starting at just $35. You can find them online at resume4edit.com or call 404-860-2473. Be sure to tell them you heard about them on the Bunny Slippers of Evil Job Seekers podcast. At 3dresumes.net, turn your resume into a web page with a customized domain for 12 months for only $30. Help hiring managers and recruiters find you. Make your resume available 24/7 and get a free professional email address just for your job search. You can see my online resume at tyronegriffin.com. And for more information on how to get your own, go to 3dresumes.net. If you're thinking or about to look for a job in today's world, you will find a new reality in the job search process. The world has changed. Job search today is much more complicated than 5 years ago. Volumes of resumes, more applicant screening systems, depersonalized applications, panel interviews, team hiring, long complicated applications, branding and social media. Yes, the world has changed. But have you? Are you still trying yesterday's approach? Why struggle and miss out on today's opportunities? Career Oyster is here to help. Great coaches, the latest resources, unique strategies personally tailored to your job search. Find out the new reality and how you can prevent costly mistakes. To register for a free 45-minute private session with head coach Howard Caddy, go to careeroyster.com. Find out the facts now. You'll be glad you did. Remember their motto, the world is your oyster, be the pearl. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another show. Hope you've had a good and productive job search week. It was surprisingly calm here before the show went on, which is always a good thing. So, wasn't out of breath. I almost got through the whole intro without a mistake. So anyway, let's talk about today's show. The topic, again, this month's theme are job search disasters. Today's topic is, gosh, it's really bad. Total blank. Okay, networking. I know I got notes and I forgot everything. But last week we did documents. We talked about the resumes. So go listen to last week's show, watch last week's show. You get to see my pretty face. But go watch the shows. I'm trying to just break down all the different things that can happen on the resume. And this week we're talking about networking, the interpersonal, the people things. I think next week, the last show of the month should be, is it? I think it's the last. Today's the 15th. So I think it's the last show of the month. 27, 28. But anyway, next week we're doing job search disasters. We'll be going to tackle interviews. So be sure to check that out. And always, if you have any questions or comments or thoughts, opinions before the show, during the show, and after the show, feel free to reach out to me at tyrone@bunnyslippersofevil.com. Or during the show, give a call at 347-202-0929. So that's it. Let's talk about job search disasters. Let's put my notes together on this topic. I came up with just two overall reasons for job search disasters. Those same two reasons I think can be the cause of disasters in corporate America as well. And the two are arrogance and selfishness. Selfishness as opposed to self-centeredness. I draw a distinction between the two, that self-centeredness is thinking the whole world revolves around you, whereas selfishness is wanting all the toys for yourself. So yeah, they're they both are about self, but I see a slight difference in them. But let's talk about arrogance. And what is it, arrogance in job search? You would think that people in job search would lose their arrogance because they're out there looking for a job. You would be sorely wrong. Oh, before we go on, also thank you for everybody who came out last week. And apologize for jumping back. I meant to say this before, but everybody who came out to the Roswell United Methodist Church this past Monday and heard me speak, I appreciate it. If anybody's in the area, the Roswell, they call it RUMC, RUMC. They do their job search every second and fourth Sunday, or Monday rather, of the month. Everybody who came out, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Your thoughts, your prayers, your feedback. I got some really good feedback from that show. I posted the video online, so you go to our YouTube channel and you can see the video of that speech. It's about 15-minute speech, but thank you for everybody who came out. It was a great experience. I've done that before, and I've always found that crowd to be very receptive and very thankful. And for everybody who was at the job fair, I truly just wish you all the very best of luck. And I mean this, and I've tried to follow through. But if I can help you in any way on LinkedIn or whatever, please send me just let me know. Either email, got my phone number as well, I think, for LinkedIn. But yeah, if I can help you in your job search in any way, please feel free to reach out to me. So anyway, back to arrogance. I know, right? What a segue. Like I was saying, people in job search, you would think that they would be very humble, but that's not always the case. There's a lot of arrogance. Now, arrogance is very close to confidence, but they are very different. Confidence is when you have confidence in your abilities. You do something with confidence. It's one thing to walk with confidence, knowing who you are and what you are capable of doing. It's a very big difference than walking in arrogance. Okay, arrogance thinking you are better than the next person because of whatever. I always think about it standpoint of athletes. Athletes, they get in the gym or on the field or the ice or the water or whatever, years. They train, world-class athletes train for years. Get out there and, again, 4, 5 in the morning when everybody else is asleep, they're out there working on their craft. Okay, 4 years in the gym, whatever, on the balance beam, all, whatever sport you're in. And they do this because they have a dream. And then when they achieve that dream is the product of a lot of hard work. It always amazes me when at that point athletes choose to be arrogant. I'm not talking all. There are some very humble athletes, but a lot of athletes choose to get arrogant. I'm better than you because I have, I have this big house, or I'm in great shape. I'm faster than you. I can jump higher. I can hit harder than you. I can do this triple somersault with a cherry on top, whatever. But all of that is a result of a lot of hard work. How can you get arrogant about that? Let's break it down. Yeah, this is about job search, but it's about arrogance. Chances are your abilities, your what you can do right now is a result. Well, my eyes. Chances are, again, whatever your accomplishments are, they're a result of one of two things, or both, two things. Your God-given abilities when you were born, combined with a lot of hard work. That's just what the two come out to. So, given that, you have taken what God gave you and you have extended it through hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, and pain, crying, losing friendships, all those things. What is there to be arrogant about? That's the part I never can understand. What is there to be arrogant about in anything? Rich people, I'm arrogant because I'm rich. Okay, either you inherited the money or you worked hard for it. If you worked hard, applaud you. But what is there to be arrogant about? What makes you better than the next person because your bank account has a different set of numbers in it? There is nothing about that that you can say, oh, well, because of this, I'm, you know, no, you're not. You just got more money. You just live in a better house. You just have a spouse who, general consensus is that this person is attractive. There's some crazy, beautiful people out there. I won't say no names, but there's some crazy, beautiful people out there. But my point again is, what is there to be arrogant about? Now, that's in a situation where, you know, in general, just walking around and, you know, on the red carpet, you know, we pump up people's egos. That's what we do as a society. You know, the Grammys, and, you know, again, the people get on the red carpet, and everybody, ooh, let me take a picture. Look what you're doing. You know, some stars have a baby, and, oh, we can't wait to see pictures of the baby's first birthday party. Why? Anyway, sorry, jumped off. If you drink during the drinking game, take a swig on me because I got off on a tangent, rat hole. But back to issue of arrogance when it relates to job search. At this time, you should definitely not be arrogant. You should definitely not be trying to think you are better than somebody else. Not because out of people, unemployed people are worse than anybody else. No, but because you need somebody's help. You need a lot of people's help. And what you realize now is that all of your success, because let's be honest, nobody succeeds on their own. Forget all this about the makers and the takers. The makers do not succeed on their own. You know, as the president pointed out, you know, your customers come on roads that the rest of us built. They use phone lines that the rest of us paid for. Nobody builds anything on their own. Nobody succeeds on their own. You know, if you're in corporate America, you can say, well, look, I have gotten a promotion every year for the last 7 years. No, somebody promoted you. That's a big difference than I got a promotion. Okay. You need somebody else stepped in on your behalf. And maybe it was the same person, maybe it was a few people. And maybe they recognize excellence when they see it. Well, okay, whatever. But without them taking specific action, you wouldn't have gotten those promotions every year. So you didn't do it. Somebody else did it for you. So you should be thankful and humble. Yeah, I know a lot of people aren't, but you should be. A lot of people go through life and they love that feeling of being able to get out of the limousine with the big sunglasses on. You know, I wear my sunglasses at night, you know, and looking mighty stupid jazz me, but, you know, there's a whole psychology behind why people wear glasses, in my opinion. And it's got to do with, you know, not, you know, seeing people as people, but that's another topic for another podcast. But, so what if you got to be arrogant about? And arrogance is one of those things where, you know, you can, if you're arrogant, if you really feel I'm better than anybody else, it oozes out of your pores, you know, like a horror movie. I've told the story and I'll tell it now. There was, when I was in job search, and I used to go to the PEN meeting, which was the Department of Labor, had a once a month, they had a job networking meeting. One time we went and they did mock interviews. So whoever showed up, there were some people who worked at the Department of Labor. They were coming in and they were going to spend time interviewing us individually. And it's funny how, you know, how still a sore point for me is that they said that I was the second most arrogant person in the room. And I'm like, I thought I was pretty doggone humble, but that's you know, and it made me check myself and made me think about that. But the guy who was the most, and I say that, you know, in all fairness, because I don't want to sit and act like I think I'm perfect. But the guy who was deemed by the interviewers, at the end of the interviews, we all, you know, they talked about us. We were sitting there. And there was this one person, good guy, you know, I still keep in touch with him from time to time. But he was labeled the most arrogant guy in the room. And some of the comments that these interviewers said were, he thinks he's smarter than me. And the guy chimed in, now, call me whatever. My mama taught me when to keep your mouth shut. They said he was the most arrogant guy in the room, and they said, and he, you know, and that he came across as if he knew more than the interviewers. And his response was, Well, yeah, because in a lot of times I do know more than the interviewers. And, knowledge is a relative thing. Maybe he does know more about a certain topic or whatever than the people interviewing him. But the difference is the people interviewing him have a job. Okay. They are working. They're getting a paycheck. You're not. So you can know all you want about them. They got a job. You don't. So you're trying to get a job. So what you need to be doing is focusing on how you can come across as more humble. I know some situations of people who interviewed and they were very humble. Not gonna, I'm not gonna rock the boat. I want to be the best person, best employee, blah blah blah. And upon working, they went 180 degrees. They want their promotions, they deserve them, they want their raises, blah 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 blah. And when you've been with an organization, say less than a year, not a good time to start looking for a raise and start demanding anything. You know, that whole idea. Well, I know I'm walking on water. Really? Huh. But that's the arrogance we're talking about. You can't have that arrogance. You shouldn't have it anyway. And if you have it now, more than likely you probably had some of it when you were working. And that's not a good thing in my opinion, because again, arrogance, people know arrogance. Some people revel in it, and oh yeah, I'm arrogant, I know it, yeah. And something happens when they're out of a job, and all of a sudden that arrogance comes back to bite them. And they don't know how to be humble. you know um, I've seen pretty arrogant people in pretty arrogant settings. It's not a good look. So don't go there. Don't. But not just in your job search. You have nothing to be arrogant about. We all came into this world butt naked and crying. We're all going to leave this world, if we're lucky, butt naked, because in the coffin is only the front of the suit. They're not going to put the back on you, and alone. All that happens in between, what happens? There are people who are, very rich because they were very lucky. Mark Zuckerberg, for all due respect, the guy was lucky. Rat hole, call it what you want. Had MySpace not become a mess, Facebook wouldn't even be an asterisk. Okay, let's be real. But yeah, MySpace was running the world, and they just got stupid, and Facebook just was sitting there waiting for it. So, but there are rich people who are very lucky, and there are poor people who have worked hard. The myth is that if you just work hard, you'll get everything you want. Not necessarily. I know some people that have worked hard all their lives don't have nothing. But my point is, you have nothing to be arrogant about. You just have nothing to be arrogant about. So don't be arrogant. That's a big mistake, because it comes across in your job search. And the two things that will cause people to not help you is arrogance and selfishness. I'll get to selfishness in a minute, but arrogance, you're out of work. You're out of work. You're trying to find a job. The last thing you need to be doing is being arrogant to somebody who can possibly help you with a job. Okay? So don't do that. Let's talk about selfishness for a minute. And I'll probably come back to arrogance, but selfishness comes across in a lot of different ways in job search. One is you don't try to help anybody else. I've told you, job search is a journey. Yes, you're trying to find a job, but it's also a journey. The best thing you can do is try to help somebody else. Just try to help other people in their journey. So a lot of you on this journey, on this road together, and a lot of you are traveling alone. Try to help somebody. Number one, it fills your time up, because you really do have a lot of downtime when you're in job search transition. Number two, if you help other people, they'll want to help you. And that's a great feeling. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry. I knew that was coming for about 3 minutes, and I was fighting it. The greatest thing in the world is when you have 20 or 30 people that are looking out for you. That's a great feeling. But no, that's That's one way selfishness shows itself. Um, you only think of yourself in terms of what other people can do for you. You know, in the '80s, we had this greeting that was kind of stupid, but it was like, "Hi, what can you do for me?" If that's your mentality, everybody's doing for you. We were kind of bad in the '80s. We had the he who dies with the most toys wins. Nah, he who dies with the most toys is still dead and can't take none of them toys with him or her. But we were very selfish. That it was just part of our culture, our DNA back in the '80s. My generation. Not the first time, but particularly, we were the first. We were a very arrogant generation, and then we ended up in job search in 2007, 2008, and man, you talk about it was amazing seeing that the people having it coming down off the mountaintop, because when other people in their organization were getting laid off, they had nothing to do with it. Well, that's not me. Good luck, but hey, I got a job. I'm gone. And or they looked at, well, those people are lazy. That was the thing that was said about people. But then when it happened to them, they realized what all people were going through. You really don't know what job search is like until you've been in it. You really don't know. I mean, some of you are in it right now. Somebody would have told you this is what it was like, or you try to tell your friends what it's like. Try to tell one of your friends what it's like to get up every day looking for a job. What it's like to not know where your next check is coming from, to see your savings dwindling. Okay, those are all pretty bad things. Try explaining that to somebody, who's going down in their robe and slippers, walking outside and drinking a cup of coffee to get the newspaper. Doesn't translate well. So don't be selfish. And again, I said earlier, people who are selfish job seekers, they know. You know who the selfish people are. You know who the arrogant people are. And anybody coming in new to a group can tell immediately probably who the arrogant people are, who the selfish people are. Because those are the people that are getting no help from anyone. Those are the people who go out, they're fighting a lone battle. And this is why, to the crux of this discussion, this is why you don't want to be arrogant. You don't want to be selfish, because you will be fighting a battle by yourself. Job search is hard. It sucks. It's not something that you write Christmas cards about. Okay? When you're fighting it by yourself because nobody wants to help you, because you are so arrogant that you make, Oprah look poor kind of thing. When you have that kind of attitude, nobody's going to help you. Nobody's going to say anything. This is the kicker. Nobody's going to say a word. Nobody's going to sit and talk about, how can we help this guy because he's so arrogant, blah, blah. People are just not going to talk about you at all, unless it's in relation to weeks later. So, do you remember so-and-so was at this meeting? Yeah, okay, I remember. And that's about it. But nobody's going to help you. And you're going through this journey alone is double suck, as opposed to going through this journey, with somebody. I had, she was at the meeting this week, God bless her. My job search BFF from when I was in transition, my friend, my jewel. We checked in with each other every day. We didn't see each other every day, but we checked in with each other every day, called or talked. How you doing? What you been doing? How's your job? We talked to each other every day. Okay. She landed before me, and yeah, it sucked because I had nobody to check in with because she was working. But I was happy for her. You're not selfish when people reach out to you and you try to help them. That's what you're supposed to do. Even today, I've had a few people from my speech on Monday have reached out to me and wanted some guidance, some assistance. And I've tried to do my best to help them. That's just what you do. You help people in need. Don't get out of that just because you're in transition. It's like you're on the Titanic and you end up in a lifeboat, but you're not going to help paddle. Because hey, I don't worry about y'all. If I help paddle, that's going to help all of y'all. I don't want to help y'all. I want to help me. You can't help yourself without helping other people. You can't be a good job search participant without helping other people, because it is lonely out there. It is absolutely 143% close your eyes in the dark lonely in job search, in transition. You be around people all day long, but it is lonely. It is still a lonely thing when you're just there. Okay, it's so don't be selfish. Don't be arrogant. I'm almost zoned out for a minute there. Looking at the clock. If you guys only knew the stuff crazy goes to my head sometimes. So don't be arrogant. Don't be selfish. Those are disasters for job search because you find yourself by yourself. Okay? Nobody's going to help you. And that's the most important thing is other people help you, because those are the people who will see jobs. Even though they're looking for their own, they might see a job come across and say, hey, this would be perfect for Tyrone. That's what happened to me. Somebody saw a job and said, hey, this might be perfect for Tyrone, and connected me with a hiring manager, and off of that, I got a job. Okay, so that's why I'm a big time advocate for helping other people, because there's no greater feeling, number one, when you help somebody. Number two, imagine if everybody in transition reached out and tried to help everybody else. Networking would probably be a job search, unemployment rate would probably plunge. Because there's more chances of the right people ending up in the right jobs. Okay, because there's a cross section. It's like you say, well, we're doing the recruiter's work. Yeah, I guess you are. But people are landing, who cares? So don't ever get to that point where you are arrogant. Don't ever be selfish. I know it's hard not to be, because you're like, look, I need to find a job. You need to look for a job. You need all the help you can get. You need to help other people. So even if you took 10 minutes a day out of your job search to help one person, imagine if 100 people took 10 minutes out of their day to help you. Imagine how quickly your transition would probably go. Imagine how fast you'd find your next great opportunity if you had that many people working for you. Get to the end of the show, my eyes start getting dry. So anyway, so that's it. Job search disasters. When we come to networking, it's arrogance and selfishness. Those are the two disasters for job searches, the networking aspect of it. Thank you for listening. If you're listening on the website, feel free to subscribe to this podcast in iTunes. And if you like the show, please leave feedback so others can find the show. And I truly appreciate it. If you have a suggestion for a topic you would like me to cover, either in the podcast or the 1 Minute Bunny Tip, send an email to me at tyrone@bunnyslippersofevil.com. When you land, please don't forget us. Please visit our cafe press store and buy a t-shirt, a water bottle, a coffee mug, a clock, or a sweatshirt to help support the site. Because I don't want you to forget this time. I don't want you to ever not remember what it's like to be in transition. Because the moment you do, you put yourself in a position where you can end up back there again. I've known people that have come through transition. I've been in transition maybe 3 times. Hopefully never again, but I've been in transition a couple of times. It sucks, and it sucks every time you go into it. But I don't want you to forget that. Remember how you feel or felt. So those of you, maybe it's your second time in transition. Remember how you felt that first time you had a job offer, if you've been out of work for a while. Remember how you felt? And you're like, man, I will climb through King Kong's behind for this job. That's not a real good visual, I'm sorry. But I would do whatever needs to be done for this job. And then something happens. You get arrogant, you get conceited, you get selfish, you get, whatever. I want a bigger raise. Don't do that. So anyway, people, as always, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. I hope you found this show to be beneficial and uplifting to you. Keep up the good work. Keep going. No matter how long it takes, just keep going. Just keep going. Okay, job search is like life. It's not a goal. It's a destination. It's a career. It's a lot of little things. So, with that, I'm going to run. I will see you next week. Thank you. Have a good week. Take care, and bye-bye.